Hello and welcome to brand new episode of Crypto Street. I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we explore the exciting world of crypto every week. Whether you are a seasoned investor or a curious newcomer in the world of digital assets, this show has got you covered. Something for everyone. So sit back, relax, and let's get going with today's episode. Is Coinbase quitting the US? 2 years after becoming a public company in the United States, Coinbase has indicated that its exit from the country is not out of the question. CEO Brian Armstrong said on Tuesday that as crypto regulation in US remains unclear, anything is on the table, including relocating. In a shareholder letter published in February, the company noted that 2023 is likely to be a crucial year for crypto policy that could help or hurt the industry, adding that the company was preparing for both eventualities. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler can't answer a simple question with clarity on whether, in his opinion, is Ethereum a security or a commodity. Watch this clip very carefully and then we'll discuss what it is this about.
As myself for 5 minutes. Ether is one of the most popular digital assets and powers the Ethereum blockchain. Back in 2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to anyone.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the middle,
asking about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the...
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals...
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also...
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view. In your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is anticipating...
All right, so let me just ask a second question then. Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
I'm answering it in the generic because you would not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance.
Okay, so, but you've already spoken. Have you said anything about Bitcoin?
My predecessors and the agency itself has spoken to them.
Okay, but you're not willing to do the same about Ether? Okay, so let me just step back. There's a lack of clarity here in the marketplace. Can you at least agree to that?
I think that the clarity is there. The law is clear.
All
that
right.
There's a
So
group of individuals you're
let me
relying
be
on.
explicit about this. The market doesn't see it. Your regulatory actions and the CFTC's regulatory actions say that there's a great deal of uncertainty here. It is the intention of this committee to fix that uncertainty and actually provide a sound legal basis for that.
As you can see, he could not answer a very simple yes or no question whether ETH is a security and a commodity. And when it comes to clarity regarding the law, he claims to be that the laws are very clear, but you yourself can't answer whether ETH is a security or a commodity. This is a very big confusion created by the SEC. And what are the implications? The implications, in my opinion, are a lot, because the confusion includes regulatory oversight. Depending on whether ETH is a security or a commodity, it may be subject to different regulatory frameworks. Securities are typically subject to more stringent regulation than commodities, which could impact how Ethereum network is developed and used. Then the second implication comes in taxation. If Ethereum is classified as a security, it may be subject to different tax treatment than it is classified as a commodity. This could have, again, significant implications for investors and business using Ethereum. Then it comes to investor protection, which SEC is supposed to do. If Ethereum is considered a security, it may subject to a greater investor protection regulations such as disclosure requirements and restrictions on who can or cannot invest. If it is classified as a commodity, there may be a fewer protections in place for investors. Then market volatility, uncertainty around this classification of Ethereum could contribute to market volatility, as investors or business may be unsure of how it can be regulated or taxed. And this is what we are seeing in case of Coinbase, that a big US listed company is thinking of shifting from US because of this confusion around the regulations. So overall, the confusion around whether ETH is a security or a commodity highlights the challenges of regulating and classifying new technology in this rapidly evolving landscape. It will be important for regulators and industry stakeholders to work together to clarify the legal and regulatory status of Ethereum and other blockchain-based technologies in order to promote innovation while protecting investors and consumers, in my opinion. Let me know what do you think about this important regulatory thing that we as crypto and blockchain companies are going to face world over. In the last 24 hours, we have seen almost $250 million worth of liquidations in the crypto market, $181 million in the last 4 hours itself. In the past 24 hours, 75,102 traders were liquidated. The total liquidations were at $249.58 million. The single largest liquidation happened on Bitcoin, for Bitcoin position on Binance, which was of around $3 million. So you can see a lot of liquidations in the last 24 hours, $39 million in ETH, $30 million in BTC, $6 million in Doge, 5 in XRP. So a lot of liquidations, especially in the altcoins. Only $30 million was in Bitcoin, 39 was in ETH, and the rest of the liquidations were in different altcoins. So that is one of the reasons why we have seen such a huge correction in the last few hours in the overall crypto market. Now let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is currently facing resistance, as I told you in the previous video also. And as long as we are below this resistance, we are likely to go lower. And the lower we go is the altcoins will perform better than Bitcoin. So it will be good for your alts as long as we stay below this resistance. Whether we go to the mid range or whether we go to the range low, that will all depend on how So your the performance of your altcoins will depend on how low we go in the Bitcoin dominance. But if at all we get some push upwards, and if we start getting Bitcoin dominance closing above this red line that you see, which is at around 49%, then alts will bleed and alts will also correct hard whenever Bitcoin corrects harder. So keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. If you are trading alts, it's very important. Do not take it for granted. And until the resistance is broken, we assume that it is a resistance and we will get some good momentum in the altcoin market. So I had given you two trades in the episode that was first episode of Crypto Street, that was 2 weeks ago. First one was Flux and second one was Link, and we have hit targets for Flux. In fact, we have hit both our targets. So Flux for the short term trade, these are the two targets. As long as we hold 0.72 and 0.82, both the targets were hit. Now let's look at two altcoins that you can trade in the. And for Link, the first target of 8.2 was hit, and as long as we consolidate, but this time if it can flip and can go for 9.2 for good, it can also go for 9. So I hope you guys made good profit in Flux and Link trades that were given to you 2 weeks ago, and the time frame for it was also given 2 to 3 weeks, and we have achieved the targets within the time frame. So I hope you guys appreciate it, and do comment down below if you took these trades and if you made some profits. I wanted to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your support so far. As you know, I'm passionate about creating content that inspires and inform people about crypto, and I always strive to make my videos better. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment about the video so that it helps the YouTube algorithm to push this video, and please help me in growing this channel. I will value your feedbacks and suggestions also. I'm always open to hearing what kind of content you'd like to see more. So don't hesitate to leave a comment and drop me a message with your thoughts. Thank you once again for your support, and I look forward to continuing to create content that you love. So the first chart we are looking at is Gala, and Gala is currently facing resistance from 200 daily EMA. You can see over here very clearly, and it's also currently consolidating in the resistance zone. So personally for me, this is a resistance zone for Gala, which is between 0.52 and 0.42. So this is the resistance zone. You can see very clearly on this chart. It was a previous support over here, and currently we are facing resistance. You can see over here also we did break above it, but immediately we came back down and then we saw this correction. So this is a huge resistance zone for Gala. So if you're looking to purely trade, then personally I would wait for the breakout and then trade it. If I am wanting to long it, I would wait for the breakout of this zone, and if we can start consolidating above it, I would start trading it, as there are a lot of good upside potential to 9 cents and also 20 cents in a parabolic move for the altcoins. But if it fails to break, then there is a good chance that we come down and retest this support. You can see very clearly this acted as support, and it's been a very good support. Breaking down of this support was a huge V-shaped recovery. So this is a good support. So if you're someone looking to long, then I think uh, ideally you can build a small position over here, and then you can add to your positions when you get a good breakout of this zone. And if you're looking to short it, then again you can build some position here, and you can add if we see some correction further down. So this practically is a no trade zone for me. If you're looking to purely trade it, then you wait for the breakout or breakdown, in my opinion, and you can just build a position depending on your bias. But if you're looking to hold, then this is not a bad zone to DCA. If you're looking to accumulate some Gala for long term, any of these zones are good zones to DCA. But purely for trading, break out of this zone and you see a good upside. So not a bad time to build position according to your bias. This is a resistance and consolidating within this zone. Overall, the momentum for altcoins is still bullish, so I would personally see that this goes higher, I think, in my opinion, and it's not a bad zone to accumulate some. But keep in mind, this is a no trade zone if you're purely looking to trade it. Wait for a breakout or breakdown, in my opinion. The next trade is Rose, again very similar, currently facing resistance from a macro point. You can see a huge resistance zone, and once this zone is flipped, it made a good upside momentum in the past, which we can see very clearly in this Rose chart. This was a previous support and you could see the upside. Again, this support held and you could see the upside. So this has been a very important zone for Rose, which is between 7 cents and 8 cents. Again, very similar to Gala, no trade zone for me. It's a macro resistance zone. So not a particular price, but a zone. Uh, if you can understand, between 7 to 8 cent zone. So anything in this zone, if you're looking to purely trade, you can trade the breakout, wait for a push higher and retest and then trade it. And it can go to the recent high at around 11 or 12 cents and also at around 20 cents if we get some parabolic move in the overall market. But overall, this is a very quality project in my opinion. I'm personally very bullish on it. I do have a bag of Rose just as a disclaimer, so you should know about it. What is good about Rose chart is that it has broken out of this 200 daily EMA and is currently consolidating above it. So overall, the momentum is bullish, and overall, this is kind of a reversal pattern. So an upside to at least 20 cents is not an unreasonable thing to think. So overall, the momentum is bullish. If you're looking to buy some, you can buy some here, you can buy some. These are good supports to buy around at 5 cents or 6 cent region for Rose. And currently, purely from trading, it's in a no trading zone, and it can go either ways. It can go, it can correct from here and it can even break out. So you understand there are no trade zones where you don't need to trade. You need to wait for a clear direction. Currently, Rose is in the no trade zone. But yes, if you have a bias, then you can build some position. If you have a long bias, you are not wrong. It's consolidating above an important EMA. If you have a short bias, again, you are not wrong because it is facing resistance. So depending on your bias, you can build your positions, but there is no clear direction unless any of one thing happens, whether it breakouts of this zone or it breakdowns from this zone. So that's Rose and Gala for you. Let me know what altcoins do you want me to analyze. Comment down below and I will make sure I do analyze some altcoins every week. Now let's look at two altcoins that you can trade in the next few 2 to 3 weeks. The first altcoin is Rune. Rune is currently in the buy zone between 1.6 and $1.5 is a buy zone for me, in my opinion, and which is Rune is currently trading at 1.574. So if you can accumulate Rune between 1.5 and $1.6, the first target would be 1.8. That is your take profit 1, and your take profit 2 is at around $2.2. So this is the first trade where you can trade Rune, which is a good upside, and it is very near our stop loss. Your stop loss can be anywhere below $1.5. So this is Rune. The second trade that you can take is GRT, that is Graph Protocol. Again in a buy zone between 15.5 to 14 cents. So between 0.14 to 0.155, these two are your accumulation zone, and you can take profit at around 20 and 23 cents. Again, a very good upside in the short term. So both these targets are for the next 2 to 3 weeks. As long as we hold this support, we are likely to hit resistance, and both are in a buy zone with very near stop loss. Your stop loss for GRT can be anywhere below 0.14. So these are the two trades for the next 2 to 3 weeks.